You should be able to see that. It's just kind of funny. It's an old laundry wheel eaten by the tree. So I remember putting that up. So, you just watch time. You get back in this time thing again as it just kind of wheels on, and you just kind of imagine that slowly happening. Um, in a sped up manner. You can just project it in your head and make decades disappear in seconds. And that's what we're living in, is this little piece of relativistic time based on our slow moving consciousness. So anyway, Modern Mystic has made another video, and much has been resolved, which is good. So yay. So he did appreciate the past video that I thought was quite brilliant, and so I feel better that he understood that was a good video and got it. So that's all good. His problem now is still this philosophical problem, and I'll make a concession that this is the one where you have to be so careful with how you say something. I can conceptually, I understand what he's saying philosophically is the universe is universing. I mean, it's not doing something else. It's not doing us. It's doing something entirely different, and it's doing it in a way, in a manner, in a functionality. Somehow all of this falls out of its nothing origin, which is a curious fact. I mean, you hold up a CD and you would say, well, gee, this is all complex and sophisticated information that ends up on this CD. How does it go from nothing to this something? Because that looks a little strange. And so philosophically, that it's not problematic philosophically, it's conceptually problematic. So it's like the infinity thing versus finite. It's like trying to imagine an endless universe or something. It gets you into a little bit of trouble if you're not really careful how you think about it, how you work through it, because your reflexes react. So it's like certain things you're doing, like you're playing with electricity, and sometimes you're a little hypersensitive, and you think you got electrocuted when you didn't get electrocuted, or something. You're just jittery philosophically when you attempt to conceive of your identity being a bunch of pool balls. Your identity, your functionality being mechanical crap put in motion, billions and billions of years ago. Now, some of the things that I think help to break out of that problem philosophically is to recognize it's like, so this is going to relate to another Modern Mystic video where he put on Matt to explain his multiverses. And Matt did the typical with the quantum crap now. Quantum everywhere. We have quantum grilled cheese sandwiches, quantum, toilet paper, quantum everything. They're just throwing the word around, and they have no, there's no recognition of what it really is, quantum mechanics. They're just fucking with it because it has this mystique. It's like the new vagina or something. It's quantum. So anyway, and it's just a pile of crap. People don't recognize or understand quantum mechanics. They certainly don't understand atomic modeling theory, and they're using some of the unanswered questions as excuses to just go crazy with their imagination, just make crap up. And I make up crap, but I would argue that the crap I'm making up is a lot more grounded and sensible than the crap they're making up. So anyway, separate subject, but same idea, is that you have to be kind of careful what you say and how you say it, with what confidence you can say it, as in understanding conceptually. So for me, I talk about like evolution. We can think about like abiogenesis, and we can understand that as like a plateau event where the game changes. The universe is in a very different way when it does this replicating molecule thing. So now, even though the formation of the replicating molecule was predestined by a bunch of other crude forces, you can understand that those crude forces are a lot cruder, okay, than the forces that now will be in play now that natural selection is in the game. And now that these new forces can now be applied to the complexity engine. So it's like this thing is, it's almost like nature building a brain. It did it one cell at a time. And so although it seems like it couldn't happen that way, it did. And the way the universe constructs complexity is the same thing. The complexity wasn't in the origin, but it is an expression of the origin. It's an expression of the fact that crude forces become more complex forces when they interact. So when matter interacts, it becomes more complex. It attaches to each other. Oxygen combines with hydrogen, and you end up with water. These things happen because of the mechanics of the mechanics. Yeah, because of the mechanism. Holy shit. Anyway, so sorry. Yeah, I'm just surprised of the color change just because of the dampness. And so I thought it was water for a second. Anyway, I thought predestined to do that, but you know, seems a rather mundane predestiny. Anyway, hopefully I'm not gonna have to get my feet wet. Anyway, so that's the philosophical part I think the mystic is talking about, is that we have to see it for this whole progression. This is just a function of the mechanism, and although it was inevitable, whoa, I was saying, what the fuck is that? Look at this snake. It's swimming against the current. Yeah. Ooh, that's a nasty little water snake. You're a nasty water snake, aren't you? You're a nasty water snake. Look at him go. Go, go, buddy. Go, 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 go. He's failing. I'm failing to win. I'm failing to win. But I'll win later. So I changed his destiny. I mean, obviously I didn't change it. It was destined that I would be there. I'd see the snake. I would point the camera at the snake. I would distract the snake. The snake would fail. Yeah. You know. But again, there's no magic in that, right? We're not surprised by that because that's a mundane nothing thing. The fact that the universe preordained that I would see a snake, confuse the snake, and the snake would wash downstream does not seem incongruous, does not create dissonance in the brain. But when I claim something like, I'm going to say some words and change the world, yeah, that's a little more, you know, that's a bigger statement. And that I'm going to do it. Me-ness is going to do it. You know, yeah, it's not going to be me. It's going to be the universe. And the universe is just using me as a speaker. I'm just the thing that the universe says it with. But the logic, the reasoning, the filter creation, the intelligence was created in the way over there somewhere, way back in the past. The intelligence that'll come out of my mouth has nothing to do with me. Me doesn't have anything to do with me, but I'm just saying, obviously it's not me that's saying it, in the sense that it's been said based on million years of intelligent evolution. I mean, intelligent in terms of meme evolution. We could say that maybe it's a million years, maybe it's only 50,000, but it doesn't really matter a lot. of meme evolution. And I'm byproduct. I've said this over and over and over. We're byproduct. We're reflexive engines. And the reflexes have been arranged coherent to structure. And because of our lucky structure, I'd say it was advantageous. We're not like birds collecting blue things. We're not doing completely erroneous things to facilitate survival. We do very coherent things to facilitate our survival. So our reasoning engine, and even to some extent our agenda engine, have a certain continuity to what might be considered welfare in a more rational sense, more connected directly to welfare. And so we're a little better, a little less wasteful in how our machinery works. And certainly our reasoning capacity has certainly been filtered to be logical, to build houses that stand up, to build things that last. You can almost critique modern society as going in an opposite direction, that the evolution is getting crookeder and crookeder, that maybe even the human organism is becoming more of a compulsive liar. But regardless, I'm saying for thousands of years, the trend of the filter would be to reward people who understood how the machine worked, the nature, and themselves. Those people were likely to get rewarded by not getting cholera and all these other things. They would learn not to eat the dirty pig, and they would learn to do things that were more conducive to their survival for logical reasons. So if you were logical and sensible and you accurately understood how things worked, you were good at putting puzzles together, logical puzzles, weather puzzles, seasonal puzzles, cosmic puzzles, you were likely to be rewarded with not having pianos fall on you. And so our basic function is to be filtering for sensible equation math. Logic is math. All we have to do is establish what the value is, and everything we talk about becomes mathematical in a sense. Every decision is a mathematical process of just putting values on the scale. The value of the truth versus the emotional damage of telling some poor woman that she has a big nose. It's a mathematical equation. And everything we'll talk about philosophically in terms of social policy or some other element of it, morality is bullshit. It's going to be just a mathematical process based on what you've given, how much value you've placed on the x's and the y's. The equations are written, x plus y equals z, and it just depends on what you put as a value for the x or the y. Projected human nonsense. If you you think the Yankees need to exist, the baseball team, and so you put a 7 on Yankees existing, well then your math is going to come out all stupid. And the same is true for the human race or anything else, because your values are nonsense. You have inaccurately identified the x, the y, and the z's. You're putting the wrong value into the variable, into the equation. You got pi wrong. And so now we're back to monstrosity philosophy and the fact that humans aren't doing it right. They haven't got it right. They are inaccurately understanding the process of physics as it works through them. And that's what is happening. You're just physics. You're just atoms, electrons, photons, trapped in arrangements. And these are arrangements that can create each other. An electron, let's say, spins. And if it engages another electron that isn't in an orbit, it perhaps creates it and causes it to orbit. It affects it, changes it into one of its kind. And this is how matter is made, kind of a thing. You could argue that it is like the DNA molecule replicating. Matter takes energy and converts it into matter through a similar kind of process, through its gravity. It changes energy into matter and then releases it again as energy. This is what the universe is doing. We're an expression of that. See, there's another snake. I can interrupt. Come on, let me fulfill my destiny as a snake interrupter. Now, hey, there's the foot thing. Somebody ought to get that. Yeah, I've just been too lazy to get my feet wet, and I've been a pussy. I guess it's my back too. I've been having to do a lot of work, so I have to keep my back in condition for the labor I get paid for. So I haven't been willing to do stupid, frivolous things that may jeopardize my welfare. And it's really raining, and it's not supposed to be doing that. I looked at the fucking radar. No rain in it. And here I am in the fucking rain. Fuck. And it's raining. It's real rain. This is actual rain falling on me. Damn. And it's going to rain like hell tomorrow, so I have to do this shit today because it's going to be even wetter tomorrow. Should have done it last night. I was just tired because I worked all day. I was too tired. This is a good sign though. That's the pool water draining from the cover. Yay, the cover coming off soon. Oh, this is... What the fuck? This is real rain. Not on the radar. Shit. It's getting me wet. Damn. Anyway, till next time. Alright, a little add-on maybe. Why not? Just finished the last of the wood chips. 15 cubic yards in 3 days. That's a lot of wood chips. Trust me, it's a lot of wood chips. It's a mountain of wood chips. Anyway, so life is good, right? Me and Mystic have resolved the conflict, and now I can peacefully eat my dinner without any angst. Good. I'm happy enough. Yeah, for the time being. Yeah. Yeah. I just keep saying, yeah, okay, I'm done. Anyway, so back to the subject, though. I know I have something relevant to say. Oh, yeah, I thought it was curious. When it rained, just the whole destiny thing and how stupid things decide our destiny. And it's the destiny, it's the inevitability and all that stuff. But it's just curious how if it would have rained 20 minutes earlier, I wouldn't have gone to work. I would have said, hell, I'm not moving wood chips in the rain. And now I wouldn't be sitting here having the job completed. I'd have it looking at me tomorrow when it's going to really rain, and then I'd have to face it the next day. And I got to do the pool, and I got other shit I have to do. So I would have had it hanging over my head. And I would have been concerned that the longer the wood chips sit on the grass, the more likely it is the grass is going to die. So that ain't going to be good. And now I don't have to worry about any of that. So, yeah. There's no moral to the story, except, as we already know, as you already know, your life turns in these bizarre directions based on stupid, idiotic crap. Tiny, idiotic things save you from death. It's just no way to run a railroad, so to speak. we don't live, scientifically precise lives, because we don't have scientifically precise radar that tells us when the storm's coming. It tells us when, you're going to get a urinary tract infection or something. You don't get a clue that this isn't a good week to do that, because I'm going to be having a heart attack and it'll be a big fat mess. Yeah, so wait till after. Yeah. We just don't know. We don't know what's good or bad, right? We don't know. You could say that rape is bad, but occasionally, probably getting raped is the best thing that could happen to a woman, and she just doesn't know it. Obviously, it would be a low percentage of rapes that are good, but you know what I mean. Sometimes there's this twist in fate, and if you didn't get raped, your husband would have got run over by a car or something like that. Some kind of crazy bullshit. So, anyway, there's no point in doing a video about that. That's a fact I think is universally accepted, so I really don't have to argue that one. Anyway. So I guess that's enough. It really did rain, which is surprising. I mean, it was kind of a real rain. It made real wet stuff and whatnot. So anyway, yeah, I'm just throwing that in. I have to show you this camera sometime, because I melted it the other day. I have rechargeable batteries that I pulled out of something else, and they don't have any plastic sleeve on them, and so the metal casings ended up touching each other, and so the battery basically just shorted out, one of them. And apparently they get hot enough that it actually melted the casing of the camera. I knew they could get hot. I just didn't think it'd get hot enough to melt the casing of the camera. So anyway, it's just kind of a curious thing. Still works, obviously, but it is melted. Gives it character, I think. They ought to sell them pre-melted. Yeah, pre-melted camera. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. I guess that would be kind of as lame as, jeans when you buy them pre-damaged, whatever they call that. I mean, that was always pretty lame. I mean, you really should be able to tear up your own jeans on your own, playing football or doing something. You should be able to rip a few holes in them on your own. Shouldn't have to pay to have that done. Anyway, I started that trend anyway. Yeah, I wore the raggiest clothes on earth to school. I mean, really, I was when I think back to it, really was quite obscene, because everything I owned was just looked like somebody drove over it with a car. I mean, it's just so ragged, and I didn't even know I was being stylish. Yeah, so that's the funny part. It's just I destroy everything. I mean, especially when it comes to clothes. I can't, I paint, I wipe my hands on my clothes. I mean, I have some slob-like habits that I have acquired. Anyway, this is all irrelevant. I'll tack it on anyway. Sorry. Didn't mean to be irrelevant. At least my fundamental programs that run inside my brain have a conscientious tilt, and they tend to want to not be wasting your time. And so when one of the programs does waste your time, the other programs do point out that we got to do something about him. This isn't right, wasting time. It's damaging to your reputation. You can't be an official, useful philosopher if you waste people's time with personal jibber jabber. That's what the programs say, so I just let you know what they're saying. Anyway, till next time and such. Peaceful moment. All is well in the universe. Yeah, Me and Mystic could share a carrot together without fighting. So that's good. Yay! Till next time, and such.